In this episode of The Road Trip Photographer, I'm in Galveston to find out what secrets hide inside the pyramids at Moody Gardens. Plus, I'm exploring the history and intrigue of one of the oldest stone structures in America. And I'm taking a self-guided tour on a battleship. But first, I'm in Glen Rose, Texas to walk in the footsteps of dinosaurs. They're big, they're prehistoric, and they're really, really colorful. Welcome to Dinosaur World, a place where imagination runs free and giant lizards rule supreme. For about $12.75, you can get in on the action. $9.75 for children. And if you're active military, you can get in for free. Bring your walking shoes because this adventure requires a little work. According to their website, there's over 150 life-size dinosaurs waiting for you along this path that winds through 20 acres. And if you need a break from the hot Texas sun, you can go inside the gift shop for a souvenir. There's also a small museum that features real dinosaur bones and artifacts found in the area. For an extra fee, your children can dig in the sand and bring home 3 items of their choosing. But don't get too excited. The sandbox is mostly filled with shark teeth, pieces of amber, and small fossils. And if these giant dinosaurs aren't enough to get you down to Central Texas, there's an added bonus. Right next door to Dinosaur World, it's Dinosaur Valley State Park. This is a place where real dinosaur tracks still exist in the limestone along the riverbank. If you don't live in Texas or you're not planning on coming to Texas, there's more good news. Dinosaur World has 2 additional parks, one in Florida and one in Kentucky. So if you're planning that vacation this year and you're looking for something fun to do for the whole family, why not come to Central Texas and check out Dinosaur World? From dinosaur country to a tropical rainforest, I'm now heading to Moody Gardens to unlock the secrets of the pyramids. If you've ever traveled to Galveston, Texas, you might have noticed 3 pyramids standing tall on the other side of the bay. Welcome to Moody Gardens, a nature lover's paradise that has fish, exotic birds, and a tropical rainforest all contained under 3 different glass pyramids. Each pyramid serves a different purpose. The Blue Pyramid is one of the biggest aquariums in the country. With thousands of different marine animals, finding Nemo might not be as easy as you think. Here you can find fish from 4 different regions: the South Atlantic, the North Pacific, the South Pacific, and of course the Caribbean. One of the most interesting sights in this pyramid is actually this tunnel where sharks swim above your head.
That's a big one!
Everyone has their own favorite marine animal, and I think mine is the sea turtles. Over in the White Pyramid, you can find a self-contained tropical rainforest with all kinds of animals from Asia, Africa, and the Americas. As you enter into the second floor, a wall of humidity greets you. It feels kind of like being in a sauna filled with animals and exotic plant life, but you really have to look close because some of those animals are hiding in plain sight. It's kind of like being in a zoo where the birds roam free and the reptiles live behind glass.
There's a porcupine!
According to Moody Gardens, some of these animals are actually endangered, so being able to see them up close is really special. One of the coolest things about Moody Gardens is that it is run by a non-profit organization whose sole purpose is to educate the public about the natural world. Besides the animals, the park has other attractions like a 3D movie theater and, believe it or not, a 4D special effects theater. They even have a beach and a water park for those who want to cool off. The third pyramid is really cool, but I wasn't allowed to bring my camera inside, so I don't have any video to show you. But I can tell you that the exhibit in the third pyramid changes, and today it's a pirate attraction with real artifacts. Well, I really had a lot of fun at Moody Gardens. You know, I just began to scratch the surface, but now it's time to get back in the truck and head to my next destination. Moody Gardens was a lot of fun, but now it's time to get back in the truck and check out an old Spanish mission in San Antonio. For some, it's a sanctuary, a place of serenity and religious devotion. To others, it's a reminder of a foreign power that once took up residence in what is now South San Antonio. In 2010, the interior of the church was renovated, revealing some impressive frescoes covered up by hundreds of years of dust and dirt. Today, Mission Concepcion stands tall as one of America's oldest stone structures. It was built in the 1700s as a foothold to the Spanish Empire's claim to the southwest. Back in colonial days, long before Texas ever existed, there was no separation of church and state. As the Spanish Empire expanded to the New World, so did the Word of God. During this time of Spanish colonization, the Catholic Church set out to convert the native population of South Texas to the Catholic faith. Nomadic tribes were offered protection and food by the missionaries, because back in that time, these people were just simple hunters and gatherers. They were under constant attack by the Apache and the Comanche. They also suffered from new diseases brought by the Europeans, and since they were hunters and gatherers, food was scarce. This offer of sanctuary and protection came with a price. These native people had to give up their identities, their cultures, their names, and their religion to embrace a new religion and become Spanish subjects. Mission Concepcion is just one of 4 churches in the national park system here in South San Antonio, Texas, that dates back to colonial days. Believe it or not, Mass is still held today in this church. And the best part of this whole experience is that it's free to the public. So why don't you come out to Mission Concepcion and learn about the past? From the serenity of Mission Concepcion to the glory of battle, I'm now heading to Houston to check out the Battleship, Texas. If you like guns, I mean really, really big guns, then you have to check out the Battleship, Texas. This ship is awesome. From the moment you pull up, the massive gunboat just dominates the skyline. It may seem like it's out in the middle of nowhere, but if you're in the Houston, Texas area, you really need to check it out. Parking is free, but if you want to get on board the ship, it'll cost $12, a modest price for hours of entertainment. And when I say hours, I mean it'll take at least 2 hours to do the self-guided tour. The fun starts when you get on the main deck. This is where you can actually get on most of the big guns and pretend you're fighting off an enemy aircraft. Now this ship is not just a war machine or a piece of military history, but it's more like a playground for adults and kids alike. Gaze out on the bay as you climb up the stairs to the upper levels. Pretend you're a sailor and take some fun pictures, because it's all about having fun here in Battleship, Texas. As you enter into the belly of the beast, you soon realize just how claustrophobic it can feel inside. Now imagine having to live aboard this ship. According to one of the park rangers, space was so limited that sailors had to hang hammocks from any bulkhead just to find a place to sleep. Now, if you're not familiar with Navy lingo, a bulkhead is just a fancy word for wall. On board this ship, they have all the basic services a person would need to survive. There's a kitchen, a soda machine, a hospital, and even a place to get your hair cut. Now, this room's a little bit bigger because this is where the officers will sit and eat dinner. Now keep in mind this is a self-guided tour. However, there's several experts on board just waiting to give answers to any questions you might have. They even have a room where you can watch a short film about the history of the ship. There's also signs on the bulkheads that give detailed explanations about certain parts of the ship. Now if you're interested in finding out more about the glorious history of the Battleship, Texas, you can buy a book in the gift shop. Now that was my experience out here in the Battleship, Texas. It's been a couple hours. Now it's time to get back in my truck and head on to the next adventure. Well, that's all the time I have today, but if you'd like to see more adventures, please subscribe to this YouTube channel. And watch out for new episodes of The Road Trip Photographer. You can also read about my travel adventures on my blog at the address below. And don't forget to like my page on Facebook.